Hi Swati, am I audible? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let's
Uh,
wait for 5 minutes. Let them join.
you are going to teach DevOps?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I will introduce myself. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just joining from laptop now. In hurry, I have joined from mobile.
Okay, okay, fine. No problem. You join from your laptop. No problem. Not an issue.
Ma'am, one more thing. Please join while you are using your headphone, so that your voice will be clear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My voice is not clear now.
Right now, it is clear, ma'am. But once the participant get joined, na, sometime it happens that the voice is not clear.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, guys. Sorry, good afternoon. I think so. Almost everyone have joined, so we will start. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kalyani Gutugde. I have a I have 4 years of teaching experience. This is my third DevOps batch, which I am going to handle. So I'm working with Dwithi Technology from last 1 year, and I think so. I'm going to handle all the DevOps related part, whereas AWS. Sorry, sorry, guys. So here for you all guys, I'm going to handle all the DevOps related part, whereas AWS and cloud related part and Linux related part will be handled by Shankar. Okay. So our classes daily will be 4:30 to 6 o'clock. 1.5 hours I will conduct daily. Saturday, Sunday there will be off. Okay. So we are going to keep the Saturday, Sunday as our assignment period. So daily, I will teach some new topic. I will try to introduce new topic and the one assignment or some questions. It can be a MCQ, it can be a practical, it can be a coding. So there will be one sort of small assignment that you have to complete either on that day, or if anything is pending from your side, you can complete it on the Saturday, Sunday. Again, how you resolve queries. So to resolve your queries, I will be available for 1.5 hour daily, but on Saturday, Sunday, there will be one dedicated session will be there. That will be afternoon. Time we will decide as per everyone's feasibility. So 1 hour Saturday, Sunday, we will assign as dedicatedly doubt clarification session, where I will be available online and you will work on your laptop. You will try to do that assignment. So if any query occur, you can ask me at any moment. Okay, that 1 hour we will keep as a doubt clarification session, whereas 5 days we will take classes daily 4:30 to 6. That means 1.5 hour we will take. Okay. So what we are going to do in this 5 days. Okay. So how will be the flow? So first of all, we will start with the DevOps. Let me start my board. Swati, are you host now? Can you make me host?
Wait, ma'am.
Just click on the participant and click on my name and make it as a host.
Done.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Let me start my screen. So today we will see the introductory part of the DevOps and introduction to our class. Okay, what we are going to do in our these classes. Okay, so first of all, so in the DevOps classes, so we will start with the introduction. I will tell you the scenario. So we will go with the introduction first. So introduction, we are going to see what is the DevOps. Okay. So always remember, before learning any topic, two questions are very important. Why we are learning this and what is this topic? Okay. So why and what will be the very important. Whenever you are learning any technology, any tool, two important things you need to learn. That why we are learning and what we are learning. Always ask these two questions to your trainer. Why we are learning this and what we are learning. Okay. So in the DevOps, first of all, we will see the introduction of the DevOps. So in introduction, we will see what is the DevOps. Okay. What is the history behind DevOps? As DevOps is a boom in the market right now, why it is a so much demanding technology, we can say. So why is demand for why this much demand for the DevOps? Why every company is moving from microservices Okay. And why DevOps? Okay. These are the things we are going to learn in the introduction part. Okay. So why, what is the DevOps? Why it is so much in demand in the market? What is the microservices? Why so many companies are moving towards microservices? What is the DevOps? And next thing that we are going to learn in the DevOps is the what technology, what tools. There are different tools that we are going to learn in the DevOps. So under this, what tools we are going to learn. So what are the tools? In simple overview, we can see the first and very important tool is a version control system. Okay, where all your source code and related file to your project will be stored. So it is a distributed or centralized. So why we are going with a Git? If we are learning Git, what are the other tools are available? And why only Git? What are the Git advantages over the other tools? Here for Git, we will call it as a source control system also. Okay. So why we are going to, there are other tools like a Git. What are the other tools? BitBucket is there. Am I right? So among compared to all other available source control tools, why we are going to learn Git and what is the difference between Git and other tools that we are going to learn. Then next we have a container management tool, that is a Docker. Okay. So what is mean by container? How container help in the microservices? What is a Docker? Then why Docker is so important, and what are the other tools optional to the Docker, and why we are learning Docker? These are the important question we are going to see. Next, after Docker, the next important tool is the Ansible. Okay. So how we can connect, how we can configure different systems. For example, if at a time you want to configure 100 systems, 100 laptops, manually if you do, you have to go to each and every laptop and then you need to do this configuration. It is a time consuming process and lot of logs will be generated, lot of headache will be there, and small mistake can cause to dump the all servers. Am I right? So to avoid such a kind of scenario, we are going to learn configuration management tool, that is nothing but your Ansible. After Ansible, we will go with the Kubernetes. Okay. So as I told you, in Docker, we are going to containerize our application. Our applications will be deployed in a container base. So to manage that container, we are using Kubernetes. So Kubernetes is used as an orchestration management tool. Kubernetes is used as an orchestration management tool. So simple question is that why this 8 is here? Can anyone tell me? This is a Kubernetes. Okay. It is a container management tools. If few containers are there, we can manage by our own. But what if there are 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 lakhs containers are there, which all deployed on the cloud? How we can manage that many containers? So to manage that containers, we have to go with the Kubernetes services. Okay. So later we will see in a details, but can anyone tell me why this 8 is there instead of Kubernetes? Why simply people prefer this writing 8 in middle K and S? So very simple logic is there. Kubernetes, this word spells 10 characters. Among that, K and S will be written as it is, and this middle 8 character will be write as a 8. So Kubernetes is a long word, and while doing that research, inventing this technology, they find it very time-consuming process to write Kubernetes. So they invented shortcut, and that shortcut is now everywhere people are using. So middle 8 characters will be written as a 8, whereas first and last character will be written as it is. So Kubernetes. Okay. This is a simple logic actually. Then next, this is a container management tool. After that, next, what we will go with a build tool. Okay. So as you know, if we write single file, sharing that single file is also quite complicated. How we can share with multiple developers are there, multiple testers are there, how we can share that files? So one way is we can deploy that file on a Git and it will be distributed with other members. Am I right? But how we can, if one project contain multiple files related to that project, it can be a source file, it can be a testing related file, it can be a library file, it can be a binary file. So one project or one application contains number of files. So simply sharing each and every single file, it is also tedious task. We can't share each and individual file. Am I right? So to do sharing, what we are going to do, we are going to pack all files as a um, single archive. Okay. And thus all archive will be packaged together, and then that package will be shared in terms of jar, var, or EA. So what is meant by jar? So for Java, whatever package we are creating, that will be called as a jar package. If it is a web-based application, whole application will be clubbed together. One artifact will be generated, and that artifact, that package will be shared with other. So how we can pack all the things together, so that packing or building will be done with the help of your build tool. And what is your build tool? That is nothing but your Maven. Maven is the build tool that we are going to use. Okay. Next, the rest tool which we are going to use is Jenkins. Okay. Now, before learning, I think so you might have done R&D regarding DevOps, isn't it? So in that you might have heard one very interesting word which are frequently occurring. That is nothing but your CI/CD. Am I right? CI/CD. So what is meant by CI/CD? You might have occurred many times to this word. CI and CD. So CI is in continuous integration, CD is in continuous delivery, okay? Or we can say deploy. So what is meant by continuous integration? So in earlier scenario, when developer used to develop a project, first of all, he used to develop each and everything, and then they used to deliver that developed code to the tester for the testing purpose. After receiving all the code from developer, tester used to test the code, and then he used to transfer that code to the production team, isn't it? So here, if any small changes the developer want to do, again he need to do the all modification at a time. Then whole application should go through the again testing phase, then integration phase, and then deployment phase. Then delivery will be there. So for a small changes also, each and every, or the we can say whole application need to go through the each and every process. It can be a testing phase, it can be a deployment phase, it can be a production phase. So it may affect the time, or it requires a lot of time. So it was delaying the project delivery. So to avoid that kind of scenario, they have introduced one terminology, that is nothing but CI, that is nothing but your continuous integration. So in the continuous integration, mainly we have a process like a build. What is the continuous integration? So in continuous integration, we have a process like a build, test, okay, and package, we can say. Sorry, compile. So under continuous integration, mainly we are focusing on these three activities. Okay. So what are the three activities? It is a build activity, then compile, and then test them. So even though a developer made a small changes in the code, then with the help of continuous integration process, immediately or automatically, that whole code will be integrated, that whole code will be compiled, tested, and then package of that code will be generated for the delivery purpose. Okay. So with the help of this CI/CD process, it was reducing a lot of time, and these things are worked together with the help of DevOps. Okay. For example, if earlier scenario without DevOps, I'm saying without DevOps, in the earlier, or we can say in the traditional approach, one application to develop one application, if they required 2 months, with the help of DevOps, we can say we can develop that application and we can deliver that application within a 1 month. So this CI/CD process, or we can say continuous integration and continuous delivery, will reduce the time required to deliver the actual project. Okay. So this is nothing but CI/CD. But how we can achieve this CI/CD? So with the help of one tool which is called as a Jenkins. Okay. With the help of one tool which is called as a Jenkins. Just I'm introducing you the tools that we are going to learn in a DevOps. Okay. Next, after Jenkins, what we have to do? Now, see, with the help of Git, whenever developer develop the code with the help of Git, he have distributed the code over the version control system. Next, with the help of Maven, we are building that code as a package. We are generating artifact for that code. Next, after building, what we have to do? We have to create a container, or we can say we have to create the container for that application. Okay. Next, we can do the configuration management for that application. Then we are going to use Kubernetes to manage that container which we have created here. Next, we are going to create a Jenkins. With the help of Jenkins, we are going to write pipeline script. Okay. So that pipeline script will be useful to automate all the job, we can say, on every stage of a application development workflow. Okay, with the help of Jenkins, it will automate everything. So all these whole tasks, instead of performing manually, we are going to write script in a Jenkins. Okay, in a Jenkins, what we are going to do to perform all these tasks. So whatever here I have written before Jenkins, instead of doing all these tasks manually, what we are going to do, we are going to write a script, and that script will be written in a Jenkins. And with the help of that script, we are going to achieve CI/CD. That is nothing but your continuous integration and continuous delivery. Okay. Next, now we have delivered the product. Okay. With the help of this CD, we have deployed the product into the production environment. Okay. We have deployed our application. But next, what is the important thing? Once you deploy the application, your task won't over. What you have to do, you have to then do the monitoring of that task. Am I right? Up till now, we have deployed our application. But next, what? Once you deploy your application into the production environment or onto the client server, what you have to do? You have to do the monitoring. Okay. How we can do the monitoring? Again, in DevOps, we have a many tools provided here. What tools we have provided? That is the Prometheus, Grafana, then Node Exporter will be there. So with the help of Prometheus, Grafana, we can monitor all the deployed application on the client side. Okay. So whatever we have deployed, that, like, is there any downtime? What is the uptime for this? Then what is the CPU utilization? What is the database utilization? What is the RAM? What is the CPU? All these parameters will be monitored with the help of monitoring tools. And the tool that we are going to use here is okay. So with the help of Grafana and Prometheus, we are going to monitor the application which is deployed in a production environment. So these are the few tools. Again, along with that, we have other tools also, like SonarQube is there. Then some tools which are actually dedicated to the DevOps available in the DevOps, like Code Deploy, CloudWatch. I think so you might have heard these things also you are going to learn in AWS. So I will mention this as a AWS part. Okay. So CloudWatch, Cloud Build, Cloud Build. Okay, Cloud Formation. So these are nothing but option to these DevOps tools which is available in AWS. For example, for monitoring tools. So what are the monitoring tools available in AWS? That is nothing but your CloudWatch. Okay. Cloud Build. Okay. Then next we have a Cloud Pipeline also. Cloud Pipeline will be optional to your Jenkins. Cloud formation will be optional to your Terraform. Okay. Yeah. Here we forgot in Prometheus Grafana. Here one more tool we forgot. That will be your infrastructure as a code, and that will be done with the help of your Terraform. So Terraform I forgot here. I will write here. Terraform. Okay. So Terraform is an infrastructure management tool. infrastructure management tool. Okay. So with the help of Terraform, we can create our, or we can say in simple word, if I say, we can mimic our production environment, or we can create any server, any client with the help of his Terraform. Okay. If it is little bit down, just try to understand. Okay. So it's an infrastructure management tool, Terraform, that also we are going to learn in this DevOps. So these are the few tools that I have mentioned here that we are going to learn in a DevOps. Okay. And next, AWS section will be there, that will be handled by Shankar. So these tools and these part up to this Terraform, I'm going to teach you. Okay. So total hour, let me share you syllabus. Just give me a sec. I will share you syllabus. Yeah, guys, just give me a sec. I'm sharing you syllabus. Let me share you once again. Yeah, so I hope my screen is visible. So if you see, this is the syllabus for the DevOps that we are going to learn here in this course. So total hours allocated is 83. Okay. We will try to finish all the things in the 83 hours. So in that 20 hours are dedicated to your practical. So here I will ask you to perform some tasks, some small tasks will be there that may be relate to your real-time work which you are going to perform in a company. For example, configuring some tools or writing one Docker file to deploy few application or few servers on the another system. So like this, some small tasks will be there that I will ask you to perform. So to do that, we have assigned 20 hours and it will be in 5 days working period, not on the Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday's time is different. Okay. So here total time allocated is 63 hours. So I will try to finish the whole syllabus in the 63 hours. And if you see carefully, this is the overall syllabus that we are going to see. So first of all, introduction to DevOps. So what is a waterfall model? Why I'm mentioning these things, waterfall model, agile model, because in earlier batches, few students, while at the time of interview process, they asked what is the difference between agile and waterfall model and how it is related with the DevOps. So these type of basic questions, when you are going as a fresher with a DevOps, these sort of basic questions will be asked in the interview. That's the reason I'm going to I'm going to teach each and every basic things. Okay, why? Because I know there are few people. I think so many people are from non-technical background and they might go as a fresher in the company. So for their sake, I'm going to teach from the basics or from where the evolution actually started. Okay. So first thing will be difference between waterfall, agile, and DevOps. Then what is a DevOps? Why DevOps? What are the benefits of DevOps right now? What are the different stages in the DevOps life cycle? And what are the different automation that we are going to provide in the DevOps? Okay. Then overview of CI/CD, how we can achieve CI/CD continuous integration with the help of DevOps. Okay, so total 3 hours are dedicated to the DevOps. In that, we will try to finish introduction part of your DevOps. Okay. Next, we will go with the source control management system. So first of all, we will see what is a version control system and what are the different version control systems are available, what is a centralized version control system, what is a decentralized version control system, what is the difference between, because this is also another important question, difference between centralized and distributed version control system. And as we know, Git is a distributed version control system. Okay, so why Git provide advantage over the other version control system, other source code management. So that difference also we are going to see. Then introduction to Git. So what is the main difference between Git, GitHub, and GitLab? Okay, everything sounds similar, but there is a difference between each and everything. Okay, so what is a Git? Then how it is different from GitHub, and how what are the new features added into the GitLab? That also we are going to see, so that the basics will be cleared. Okay, then installation of a Git, how we can install Git and what are the different Git commands available, how we can create a repository into the Git. What is mean by repository here? Repository is nothing but we can say one file, one storage. Okay, repository is nothing but one storage. Okay, so in that how we can create different branches, how people can, how different developers or how different team members can work together on the different branches, how they can merge their code, how they can perform rebasing, reverting, resetting. These are the different techniques. These are the different terms that we are going to learn in a Git. What is the difference between resetting and reverting? Then Git log, how we can get the Git log in the different way. What is a Git one line? Then we can say how we can get a log for a specific time period. That means for these 2 months are there, May and April. I want to get the log for April and May, these 2 months only. Then how we can get log for specific author only. For example, our team lead will be there. So whatever operation performed by team lead, I want to check that log only. Like that, we can perform multiple operations in a Git. Then Git cherry pick. What it mean by cherry pick? How we can get specific commit among all the commits. Okay, Git stash. Git stash is also again very important concept. Okay, Git squash, Git delete, Git branch delete. Okay, how we can delete a particular file in a Git, how we can delete particular branch from a Git. So many things are there actually. How we can, what is a merge conflict, how we can resolve this merge conflict, what are the different techniques. Okay, so main thing is that everyone teaches what is a merge conflict and how we can resolve that merge conflict. But what are the different strategy behind the merge conflict, that we are going to see in detail. ORT strategy is there. Okay, fast forward strategy is there. So these are the some basic strategy that works in behind, and we are going to focus on that also, so that everything, every small concept should get cleared. Okay, then next, what is a GitHub, how we can manage the repositories, what is, how we can create organization for a GitHub. Okay, then after Git, once the Git part is completed, so total hours allocated for Git is 6. Okay, we will try to finish in a 6 hours. Then next important thing is build tool. So there are many build tools available, but among that we are going to see the Maven. Then how we can install Tomcat server, how we can deploy our application in the Tomcat server. So to deploy a particular application in the Tomcat server, we need var file or jar file. So what it mean by var file, jar file? So these is nothing but your archive folders. Okay, jar and var. So what is the jar var difference? I will tell you later in detail. Otherwise, everything will be like a confusion for you today. So just try to understand the syllabus today. Okay. So build tool. Maven is the build tool. Am I right? So different Maven plugins are there. Maven architecture is there. Then Maven commands. There are few Maven commands are there. Then Maven goals are there. Goals like a clean, then package, compile, install. These are the Maven goals. So what is a pom.xml file? So these are all things we are going to see in this build tool. Okay, 4 hours allocated. I think so here 1 hour extra may required. Why? Because this is also vast things, and in this only we are going to cover the servers. Okay. So, and it may be Nginx server. We will try to deploy and install Nginx server, Tomcat server, and we will try to deploy application in these two servers. Okay. Then we are going to see also what are the different types of servers. Maybe network server, application server, web server, proxy server. Different types of servers you might have heard. Am I right? So we will see what are the different types of server. We will see two examples. Why? Because this is also another important question in your interview, that what are the different server available and can you tell two example from each type. So that also we will see in detail. And then application overflow, application development overflow, workflow also we are going to see here only. Okay, so here maybe 5 or 6 hours required. We will see. Next, main important, that is nothing but your containerization, Docker Hub. Okay, so main thing, what is the difference between virtualization and containerization? I think so you might have heard virtual machines. Okay, how we are creating virtual machines, then how we can create container, and what is the difference between virtual machine and container, what is the containerization concept, then Docker architecture, which is also very important thing. Then Docker Hub. It is like a Docker registry where all the images are stored. Okay, in the Docker Hub. So we need to log in into the Docker Hub. How we have a GitHub, same like here Docker Hub, where all the images are residing. Here also we can perform push and pull operation. We can drag that image. We can push our image. Like we can create our image as one application can be divided into multiple images, or else for whole application we can create a single image. Okay, so how we can create image, how we can perform push and pull operation for that image, that also we are going to see. Then Docker installation, Docker related commands, then container modes, port binding, which is also very important thing. Here we will see how we can allocate port to a particular container, and then how we will do the port mapping to check the application in your browser, okay, or in your system. For example, if container is running on 8080 port, maybe you on your system or on your machine, that port is not available. In that scenario, what you will do? You have to do the port mapping, port binding, you can call it as a. So we will allocate this 8080 port to some other port, and that port we will open in your browser on in your system. Okay. So I will show you how to do that. Don't bother about it right now. Then Docker file. So Docker file is a very important, which is used to create image. So there are images I told you for application. So how we can create that images? So with the help of Docker file, we can create images. Okay. How we can manage that images, then running and managing container. So this container doesn't have permanent storage. Okay. So permanent storage, like your hard disk. This container doesn't have any hard disk. So how we can store data from container? If you want to store container data permanently, we can attach volume to that container. Okay. So how we can attach that volume? Where will be the location created for that volume? What type of file structure will be allocated? Okay. Can we allocate size for that volume? So there are so many things in this. So we will see one by one. Then Docker Compose. So as I told you, to manage container, we have a Kubernetes. But with the help of Docker Compose also, we can manage multiple containers. Okay. Then we will see what is the difference between Docker Compose and Kubernetes then. That question also arises, am I right? If we have a Docker Compose to manage container, why we are going with the Kubernetes? Am I right? So that difference also we will see while we are learning this Docker concept. Then Docker SOM. Docker SOM is nothing but client server architecture. Okay, where master will distribute images or distribute container to other nodes. That means he will, how company will work na, HR or manager will be there. What he will do? His work he will distribute to his team members. Am I right? Same like here also in Docker. The master will be there, or we can say manager will be there. That manager will distribute the container to other nodes which are attached to that manager in the same network or maybe the different network. Okay. That means multiple we can say multiple machines are connected to each other in a single network. Okay. And among that all machines, one will be the manager, other will be the nodes, or we can say workers. So how we can manage that? Master worker architecture with the help of Docker Swarm. Then next, after Dockers, we will go with the Jenkins path, where we are going to achieve CI/CD. Continuous integration and continuous deployment will be here. Docker, I think so we are going to assign 10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours will be there for Docker. Then next, Jenkins, 8 hours are allocated. Why? Because Jenkins learning is very easy. A small part only, small coding part is required. That is nothing but in Groovy language, that pipeline script. So here also, no need to write the direct code. If you provide input, code will be automatically generated with the help of pipeline syntax. Okay, so here also no need to go in a basic details about code. So we can, with the help of some pipeline syntax tab, we can generate the code here. Okay. So learning Jenkins is very easy. So 8 hours are sufficient. Here we can see what is a continuous integration, what is a continuous deployment, Jenkins, then master slave architecture, how we can install Jenkins, and the main important, we can say, heart of the Jenkins is nothing but plugins. What is there in a Jenkins? If someone asks you, Jenkins is made up of multiple plugins, and these plugins only make special to this Jenkins. Okay. So how we can install these plugins, how we can configure plugins. So, the main actual DevOps start from Jenkins only. I think like that. Why? Because for Jenkins, for all tools, we have a plugin. For Ansible, we have plugins. For Java, we have plugins. For Maven, we have plugins. For Docker, we have plugins. For everything, there is a plugin in Jenkins. So by using Jenkins, we can manage each and everything. Even for AWS, EC2, cloud, for everything in Jenkins, we have plugins. So the heart of a Jenkins, we can say, is the plugins. If you learn how we can configure and manage plugins, you are mastering Jenkins. And I think so with the help of Jenkins only you can get the job. That much strong Jenkins is. Okay. Then next, what are different types of jobs we can create? Freestyle job, pipeline job. Then pipeline again divided into two types. Scripted pipeline, declarative pipeline. What is the difference between scripted and declarative? Then master say slave configuration, how we can add slave or nodes to this master. That also we are going to see here. Okay. So Jenkins also will try to finish in 8 hours. Next, Ansible, which is nothing but a configuration management tool. So introduction to the Ansible architecture. This is also very important tool in DevOps. Why? Because few days back I come to know that one person, he is a good in Ansible and he got good package. And only for Ansible he joined that company. He was not able to write a script in Jenkins, or he was not able to remember the command in Git, but he was good in Ansible. And for Ansible only he got the job with some good package. Okay. So Ansible is also very important. Here we have many ad hoc commands. Also we can write the playbook to perform different tasks. In playbook, how we can create variables, how we can handle that, how we can use that variable, what are the handlers in Ansible, how we can create roles in Ansible by using Ansible Galaxy. Okay. So these are the few important points that I have written here and that we are going to cover in a 10 hours. Okay. Next term, Kubernetes, which is nothing but container orchestration tool. So here we will see what is the difference between Docker Swarm and Kubernetes cluster. As I mentioned you can see here. Okay. Then what is mean by orchestration? How we can achieve container orchestration. Then Kubernetes architecture also very important. This is also another important question when you are applying as a fresher. Okay. Kubernetes architecture. Then installation of a Kubernetes, either we can go with a Minikube or EKS. Then what is the nodes in the Kubernetes? What is the pods in the Kubernetes? What is the deployment? What is the services in Kubernetes? how we can scale up and scale down the services, how we can perform rolling update and rollback. So what it mean by rolling update, rollback? Then what is mean by horizontal scaling and vertical scaling of an application. So these all things we are going to see in a Kubernetes. Okay. Then next, continuous monitoring using Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. I think so. We have mixed here Terraform. Yeah. We have not added Terraform here. I will add here. Module 9. Infrastructure as a cloud. Sorry, spelling mistake. Infrastructure as a cloud. Okay. So here we will allocate some 8 hours. Okay. So I think so these hours will change now. So I will add syllabus later here. Okay, for a Terraform as a cloud. So something like what is a Terraform? Then we will see how to write Terraform file with a TF extension. From file. So main.tf, that is nothing but main doc. Name will be the same, I guess, always. Terraform.tf file. Okay, TF is the extension for the Terraform file. Okay. So how we can create VPC? These are the few examples we will see. Okay. So under VPC only other things will come. Okay. So and end after completing, yeah, here. So continue monitoring and continuous monitoring using Prometheus and Grafana. Okay, Grafana is a graphical tool. With the help of Prometheus, we can do the monitoring, but uh, we can't get the results in a structured way. Okay, to visualize the result or visualization is quite difficult with the help of Prometheus. So to visualize the things, we are going to use Grafana. Grafana is a graphical tool. So here we are going to get the parameters in Prometheus. Actual monitoring will be done in the Prometheus, and in the Grafana we are going to visualize that parameters. So here we are going to create the dashboard by using the data source, and with the help of data source we will create a different control plane for the monitoring purpose. Okay. For example, we will create one control plane for the CPU monitoring, one will be for database monitoring. Okay, one will be for network related issues. So like that, we will create a different plane, and that plane will be available for the monitoring purpose. So here actual monitoring will be done, but visualization of that monitoring will be done here with the help of Grafana. Okay, so here in Prometheus, one file will be there. That file we need to configure to interrelate these two things. Okay, or we can say to configure these two things together, Prometheus and Grafana. Okay. Next, installation and configuration. You can see I have already mentioned Prometheus architecture, monitoring using Prometheus, and dashboard visualization using Grafana. So these are the continuous monitoring using Prometheus and Grafana. Next, Terraform. That is the last tool that we are going to see. And after this 9th module, what we are going to do? We are going to create 3 projects. Okay. That project we are going to deploy on a server, or that project we are going to perform end to end. Okay, from scratch we will try to develop that project, and in at the end we will try to deploy that project on the servers. Okay, so here every task we will try to automate with the help of by using all the tools which I have mentioned here. Okay, so two project we are going to perform by using this all the tools. Okay, so that will be the end. Okay, not here. Let me add here. I will share you syllabus also. Let me insert one cell. Okay, so next will be the project. So two projects will be there. Among that one, I will show you from end to end, from scratch to the end, and the second project that you have to perform. Okay. So terminology will be same, tools will be the same. The only thing is that you need to perform so that you can add in your resume that um, you have already implemented the project, two projects. Okay, that you can add in your resume. So here we are going to implement end-to-end project. Sorry. End-to-end projects. Okay, so this is the overall structure that we are going to complete in our course, this 2 months course. So do you have any doubt here? You can ask me regarding syllabus and regarding sessions or any other things you want to ask. Any doubt, guys? So see, while learning DevOps now, you have to be open-minded. Okay, even though you are technical background or non-technical background, or you know few things or you don't know anything, whatever it is there, you need to be interactive. Okay, why? Because until and unless you are not asking question, you are not understanding anything. So next time onwards, I will try to put on my camera so that you can also interact with me, and I will ask you also to put on your camera so that it will be like a real time class. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Swati, tell me.
ma'am, are we going to learn everything on AWS account or should we have to download some application?
Uh, Pardon me, Swati, I didn't understand your question.
Ma'am, like Linux and everything, we are practicing on AWS account.
Yeah. The main
So,
thing is that if your system is supporting to dual boot or to install Linux, you go ahead. Why? Because AWS is providing only 720 hours per month. And if you keep server running, it will be you will be emptied within a 15 or 20 days. After that, it will start charging you. So if possible, you just try to dual boot or install Linux in your system. If not possible, if your system is not supporting, you can go with AWS so that you can practice, and then you can delete the instance. And other way is also there. See, if these two things you are not able to do, there is a third way also. Online Docker is there. So for Docker and Kubernetes online, how we can getting Java compiler, C compiler, Python compiler online. Like that, we are getting Docker and Kubernetes also online. Linux is also available on online. Okay. So for the practice purpose, you can go there. For Docker, I will show you. Let me stop sharing and I will show you how we can go with the Docker. So if you are able to install, then okay. If you are not, then also okay. Play with the Docker, yeah. Like that, we have play with the Kubernetes. Here directly you can log in and you can practice for your Docker.
ma'am, we can't see anything.
Yeah, yeah. Give a moment. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. Is it visible now screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the website, Play with the Docker. If you Google it, you will get it easily. Here you have to sign in and then you can able to perform. Let me check. I already have signed in. Let me log in. So whatever Docker related operation you can perform here. Even Kubernetes also available here only. Play with the Kubernetes, something like that website is there. You can see already. This is the Docker Hub registry, not this one. What I need, Docker. Play with the Docker. Yeah, here. Play with the Docker. If you see here, some 720 hours are free, but later it will charge, I guess, for in AWS. Add new instance. It will create one mini instance for you. You can see here. So
Ma'am, we terminate the instance once we have stopped using it.
yeah, then also okay, no problem. You can practice and then you can terminate. That option is also available. I said you know. But if you forgot to terminate, then it will charge. Okay, and even though if you got some bill now, don't try to pay or don't ask anything for them. Just wait. Let generate overall bill for 2-3 months. Just club all this bill together and then send one request to the AWS. Okay, they will actually they will sort out the issues that related with the bill. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So no need to pay anything. Even the bill is generated, no need to pay. First time if you are doing na, they will waive off your bill. If you are first time using, if you send one mail to them, one will be there actually. AWS support system will be there. In that you need to generate one ticket. I will show you because I done once. Okay. Some 2000 bill generated for me. I waive off that bill without paying anything. Still I am using AWS instances. Okay. So I send one mail that I'm a student and I'm in learning phase and please waive off my bills. I can't pay. First request they will accept. Okay. So don't hurry to pay any bills. Later we will send one mail to waive off your bills even though you are using AWS instances. Okay. And if you are installing Linux on your system, then it is well and good. Okay.
Linux means, ma'am, that Red Hat now. I'm having VMware and Red Hat in my laptop.
Okay. Yeah. That also you can install, no problem. With the help of VMware, you can install Red Hat.
Yes, ma'am, that is there.
Okay, it's
Some,
already installed.
yes, yes.
Yeah, well and good. Then no problem, Swati.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So on
only
that only we have to practice,
you
na?
require then these instances. AWS instances only you require at the time of Kubernetes. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So everyone, please create your AWS account and try to create instance. Okay. If not possible, I will show you tomorrow how we can create instance and how we can practice the things. Okay. Is there any doubt, everyone? And tomorrow also I will explain you about sysops, DevOps, GitOps, MLOps, what are these technologies and how we can get job with these technologies. Okay. Do you know many things are there? We have a GitOps only. We have MLOps. How we have a DevOps. Then sysops is there. So many things are there. So many options are open. If you learn DevOps, and AWS or any cloud, not only AWS, it can be Azure, it can be Google Cloud. Okay, any cloud, one cloud you have to learn and then DevOps related concept. Okay, with this many opportunity will be open in the market. How this opportunity will be open? It may be related with your Linux, it may be related with your sysops, it may be related with your GitOps. Then if you learn few concepts which is related with the machine learning and artificial intelligence, it will comes into the ML ops. Okay. So many options are available, but first thing is you need to learn the basics. Okay. And with the help of DevOps, only you can able to get, not only DevOps, if you are good in one tool only, people are getting job. Okay. So it may be Ansible, it may be Jenkins, it may be Kubernetes. If you have done R&D, the highly demanding tool in the market is nothing but Kubernetes. If you learn Kubernetes well, you can able to get job only with the help of Kubernetes itself. Okay. So tomorrow onwards, we will try to stick with the syllabus. And we will also try to club more points also, which are important as per your interview or schedule. Meanwhile, while teaching only, I will introduce you interview related questions also. Yeah, fine. So is there any doubt,
Okay.
guys? So shall we stop here? We'll meet tomorrow again. And
Yeah.
as
Yes.
today the yeah, tell me. Sorry.
No doubt, ma'am.
Yeah. So today is the first day. We will stop here. We will start from tomorrow onwards. Is that okay for everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. We'll see tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.